Our hidden cameras expose a scandal of money, power, and influence stretching from Washington to Hollywood. The Army, the Navy, and the Social Security Administration have been recruited by a bizarre New Age group that's also signed up Lockheed and McDonnell Douglas and drafted a legion of movie stars.
I'm an ordained minister in a non-denominational church called the Movement of Spiritual Inner Awareness.
Believe it or not, your tax dollars have been spent training federal employees at seminars accused of using brainwashing techniques.
Those taxpayer dollars and those individual dollars are being fed into this huge, well-oiled machine.
It's a cult. It's from the bottom to the top, it's a cult.
Ethnic Insight Consulting Group's primary aim is to bring the teachings of the traveler into business and into government.
Don't your followers pray to you?
Today, we infiltrate the so-called Cadillac of cults.
You've been described as a guru who claims to be the equal of Jesus Christ. Excuse me, take your hands off my camera.
Take me to your leader.
He's affectionately called JR, and apparently, with the help of your tax dollars, he's built a multi-million-dollar tax-exempt empire around his claim to holiness. He says he was endowed with his godly powers during kidney stone surgery in 1963, and that he can teach other mortals to use their powers of mind to acquire worldly goods.
It's false advertising. Here we have a man who claims to be this mystical traveler of consciousness, this all-knowing being, and yet he's just a normal guy.
Maybe this has just been a big farce after all. Maybe. You check it out and you see.
JR's
Our minds and bring in a master teacher. The master teacher is John-Roger.
To devotees, John-Roger, born Roger Hinkins, is an agent of the Holy Spirit. But to defectors, he's a devil.
When young men come into the movement who don't know anything about him, he often will use his position to just seduce them, literally.
Victor Toso belonged to JR's inner circle, a group of handsome young men called the Guys. They lived at one of JR's homes, a ranch in LA's ritzy Mandeville Canyon. JR also has the run of 3 church-owned properties in exclusive Santa Barbara. He has told the press he has taken a vow of poverty, exempting him from filing tax returns. But when we notified the IRS, tax officials said that if the guru is taking anything more than reasonable living expenses from his ministry, he may be in hot water. Toso says JR's vow of poverty is a joke.
When I was staying with him, under his bed, he had a whole collection of Cougarans, platinum bars, silver bars.
Toso says that for a heavenly spirit, JR is surprisingly concerned about his earthly appearance. He alleges the guru has had a tummy tuck, a facelift, and liposuction. And he claims, despite denials by a church spokeswoman, that JR reigns by terror.
It's going to scare the hell out of you. And when it does, there won't be heaven left.
I was threatened, and the people that left before me they had death threats. There was all sorts of terrorism that took place around the time they left.
With his various male disciples, do you want to follow a seminar like that from a guy who's known plagiarist?
Has he been convicted of any of those charges in a court of law, though?
Obviously not. That's why you're having your show.
David, in your personal experience, do you allege that you have been bullied by this man or this group into not going public with these charges?
Geraldo, in 1978-79, John-Roger and I were personal friends. But in 1983, I was asked to expose him by 4 or 5 of his closest members. I called John-Roger on the telephone and told him what was up. Eventually, what happened, a smear campaign was made against me and the defectors of that movement. Moreover, on October 5th of 1984, my house was ransacked and robbed. Eventually, John-Roger I've attributed the robbery directly to John-Roger. I have not gone private. Actually, I've gone public since '83 against John-Roger.
Tom Franklin, any comment? Tom Franklin Daily, any comment?
On John-Roger, none. On New Age training, it's definitely what's in the vogue and what's the most productive kind of training available today. And it's been around for a long time, Geraldo. Since 77, there was a book by J. Marcus, Transcendental Meditation in Business.